I've driven out to the moors today with zero shade in sight in order to test out Tesla's official Canopy for the Model Y. To really test it, I'm setting up my full Snuuzu basecamp to see if this $165 silver-coated canopy actually provides a comfortable Oasis, or is it just an overpriced umbrella? Oh, This canopy packs down to 68 by 22 centimeters, and it's small enough to fit in the front or the sub trunk. But I recommend saving those hidden spaces for larger gear. I keep my Snuuzu up front and my 35-litre fridge in the sub trunk. So this little bag just rides right here in the trunk. Well, at least it comes with instructions. Okay. Let's figure out what this all does. Oh, I just made a mistake. They're actually marked for right and left. Obviously, first time I did it the wrong way. And so you can actually twist these into place, which you do need to do, because when I first got it, they were both in the same orientation, but obviously because we've got different angles here, you do need to twist these connectors. That's only one piece of the frame, but it feels fairly secure. And even if I push the boot up fully, well, if I push the boot up really high, that could actually pop out. So this is where we need to be careful in heavy winds. So if it was super windy and it pushed your trunk up to maximum, this actually could pop out. Okay, well, it looks massive, and that was a bit tricky. If you're short like me, you might want a step ladder for this. Okay, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Where's that elastic? There it is. Right, come on. Okay. We've now lost one of the struts. It's popped off. This has proven a lot more difficult than I thought. Where's that piece, that connector piece went? A black piece somewhere. Oh no. Ah! You horsefly. Oh, I found the missing connector that flew off. I'm gonna have to really tighten this down because at this point, I don't really trust this canopy that much. Okay, that is much tighter. Whoa! Right. She's on. We just need to anchor her down to the wheels finally. That's a tight fit. You really need to pull at the end to get that little piece over the corner of the trunk lid there. And then there's also these little Velcro straps that you just basically strap around the pole, one on each side. So that makes it a little bit easier once you've kind of got half of it on. Okay, I think I can relax now. Let's get these straps on. So this part is super simple. I was expecting this piece to anchor to the actual tyres, but it actually just goes on the wheel arch here. So just pull it down and it pops into place. Guess you can slide it away to create a bit more tension. And yeah, that's solid. You can always tighten it down too. Okay, I'm a little bit impressed now. So need to do the other side obviously. But so far, it's definitely creating some shade over here, but that's not necessarily where I want it. I'm gonna want shade where I'm cooking over here. So Tesla does explicitly state you're not meant to drive when you've got this on, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that as a recommendation, and I'm gonna just move the car as it is, because I'm not repeating that another time. but I do not recommend you do it, so drive with it on at your own risk. Yes, we have shade. Look at this. Look at how much shade we got. Whoa. Amazing. Okay, I'm starving. It's gonna be a really late lunch now. Let's get some noodles cooked. Well, that thing boils fast. Oh my gosh, that is boiling. So you can clearly see I've got a lot of shade here. I am basically at the rear of the car and I can keep on walking all the way over here. Now I'm in the sun, but then I can come back into the shade. This is lovely. I'm probably about 6 feet away from the car and this is working out great. Not too sure how much protection you're going to get from rain, but it is nice to see that it does come down on the sides here. Scotland, we often get rain that goes horizontal, so maybe this will be adequate. And while my noodles are cooking, I'll give you a quick update on what I think of this. Once you get the hang of these connectors and just double check, make sure that both sides are completely tight. I think the aluminium poles are pretty sturdy. And definitely once you get the fabric on, which is a challenge in the wind, you can really cinch it down here, and I like how easy it is to put together. As always with new kit, I think there's a learning curve, and now that I've actually set it up, I could probably get this set up in half the time, maybe even less. So hopefully by watching this video, if you do buy one, you can get yours set up pronto. Oh. Things are about to get a wee bit sciencey here. I brought along a thermometer that's got an interior probe and an exterior probe. This exterior probe out here, and it's just sitting here trying to pick up the ambient air temperature in full sunshine versus the shade. The exterior temperatures are about 31.1 degrees centigrade and the interior is 27.1 degrees centigrade. It definitely feels a lot cooler, and that is the main thing. But there is a catch, because as the sun moves throughout the day, you're going to have to move your car in order to keep up with it. Based on the fact that this shade is fixed, there's no way to change it other than the orientation of the car. But for the most part, I think it'll work well. Oh, it is super cool in here, very nice. And I can easily just sit out there as well in the shade. This is ideal. So far it's all holding together really well, hasn't popped off. Yeah, pretty impressed. You can see the poles actually bend slightly upwards, but they both appear to do this. It seems to be entirely normal. Yeah. You can see it's got some reinforced sections here where it actually meets the boot or trunk lid. This is obviously where it could wear away and damage the tarp, but they've obviously thought about this. One potential flaw I can see with it is this massive gap that you have here. It kind of runs all the way along the glass roof, but it's really bad at this section here. Now if the wind is strong enough, it could blow some rain through there and you could essentially get soaked when you're hanging out here or maybe even sleeping. And this is where I'm really impressed with this canopy, but I actually think we can do even better. So I'm gonna get my own tarp and I'm gonna make my own DIY setup like this, but I'm gonna improve upon it. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe because that video will be coming out soon and it very well could save you money and give you an even better setup than what I've currently got today. You're supposed to follow the setup steps in reverse to tear it down, but I tell you what, that was so much easier, and I think if you do what I just did there to actually set it up, you're going to save yourself a whole load of hassle. For a quick lunch stop or open field camping, this canopy is fantastic, but the real test will be how it copes with the rain and the 24-mile-an-hour winds it claims to withstand. I'll be testing that on a future solo camping trip when the weather decides to take a turn for the worst.